is home to major African and international corporations. Over the past decade, this megacity has become one of the busiest commercial hubs of Africa and has seen many businessmen flourish. Africa is a home to about 617 million young people of working age, and the number is expected to rise to 1.6 billion by 2060, effectively turning Africa into the world's largest workforce. This young human capital has the potential to drive transformative growth across the continent. Harnessing the ingenuity and creativity of African entrepreneurs to create jobs and generate wealth is one solution to spur innovation and development on the continent.
I'm from Ghana. My business is in the IT sector.
And I'm a fashion designer from Nigeria.
What we do, we replace candles and kerosene by making solar lights affordable for the people who are living in Madagascar.
The founder of Grits Fresh Foods, which is the company that aims to promote healthy lifestyle in Africa.
I'm from Zambia, Lusaka, and I'm in the health sector.
I'm developing a solution which can help farmers manage their farms as a business.
These entrepreneurs are part of the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, launched on the 1st of January 2015 with a decade-long commitment of $100 million to grow 10,000 African entrepreneurs. 1,000 were selected from 20,000 who applied from 52 African countries. Born, educated and made in Nigeria, Tony Elumelu is a new generation of African business leaders driving its economic transformation. Businessman, investor, entrepreneur, philanthropist and avowed Afri-capitalist, he holds the Nigeria National Honors and was recognized as one of Africa's 20 most powerful people by Forbes magazine. Chairman of United Bank of Africa, Transcorp plc, Heirs Holdings, and founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, he shared with us the reasons for his success and his vision for the continent.
Basically, I am a Nigerian by birth, but an African in everything I do, from my investments to my philanthropy and to everything and my essence. I believe that no one but us will develop Africa. And growing up, I've always felt that every one of us is equally as endowed as our friends and mates in other parts of the world. And I felt that it was a matter of time for us to prove this to the world. My business is cuts across geographies across Africa and also sectors in Africa. So if you bring power, financial sector, oil and gas investment, and also our investment in real estate and hospitality, then you begin to see that we don't only create wealth for our shareholders, we also have to create wealth for society.
A new Africa has now begun to emerge, a more mature continent, aware of its past, of its heritage, and willing to do more in pursuit of a brighter future. The last decade has been one of unprecedented socio-economic improvements across Africa. Indeed, economies are growing rapidly, and with a growth rate up to 5%, Sub-Saharan Africa is expected to be among the fastest growing regions in the coming years. And finally, by 2050, Africa's population will double to 2.4 billion.
Africa is a land of opportunities. People in Africa are so warm, embracing, friendly, and they want to progress. They want the best things in life as their counterparts in Asia and America and Europe. From my invest 10,000 African entrepreneurs and startups. The program is open to entrepreneurs from all 54 African countries. Over the next 10 years, our goal is to generate 1 million jobs through these 10,000 businesses and to help contribute at least $10 billion to revenues across Africa through these businesses. We're not targeting any sector. We just want people who believe in themselves, who have ideas that can develop the continent. And so that was what drove us.
To ensure transparency and fairness, the foundation assembled an independent Pan-African selection committee, including established entrepreneurs. The foundation developed a clearly defined selection criteria against which the applications would be evaluated, including feasibility of the business idea, market opportunity, financial understanding, scalability, leadership and entrepreneurial skills. Or they joined TIP Bootcamp, which is the physical manifestation of the 7 pillars of TIP. The Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs traveled across Africa from Casablanca, Cape Town, Dakar, Nairobi to Nigeria, creating an unprecedented gathering of African entrepreneurs from 51 African countries. For many of the entrepreneurs, the TIP Bootcamp was the first opportunity to meet each other, network, and build cross-border business partnerships.
I was a bit skeptical because I'm like, 1,000 people, the logistics is going to be horrible. But so far it's been good. And I've met amazing Africans. I've met some amazing people from Morocco, Mauritius, Burundi. I've had friends from Guinea-Bissau. And each and every one of them, their stories are different, yet inspiring.
One essence was to bring people together so they could see themselves live. They had been forming relationships on the online platform. They had been meeting offline at some meetups that had been taking place around Africa. But now bringing them together created such a synergy and an energy that we think would increase inter-African trade, would increase sharing of ideas.
You know, the beauty of boot camp was that you didn't quite know who was who. So a lot of us wore TIP t-shirts. So whether you're a journalist, whether you're working or you're an entrepreneur, and so it really enables interaction.
The program included interactive sessions with successful entrepreneurs, inspirational speakers, business and political leaders.
We are here supporting and enabling and empowering entrepreneurs. Failure for you is not an option.
For Africa does not need a renaissance or merely to rise in order to achieve her potential. She requires nothing short of a revolution. And you, the entrepreneurs, are the soldiers who will lead it.
Entrepreneurship is a long-term journey. Dare to dream, implement your dream, and stay focused.
It is the right time to be from this continent. You're standing at a time when there's no disparity between African knowledge and the knowledge of the world. You're standing at a time where coming together as African entrepreneurs, you are in the place where one of the largest growths is emerging in the world. But the critical thing I want to say to you is that you are the first generation that's going to understand this, that modernization does not have to be westernization, that you have the capacity inside you as Africans to compete with the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have the founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and chairman of Harris Holdings, Mr. Tony Elumelu, CON.
The highlight of the TIP Bootcamp was a surprise appearance from the Vice President of Nigeria, the Prime Minister of Benin Republic, and the Governor of Kaduna State, who all spoke on the importance of supporting entrepreneurship across Africa.
As you pursue your ideas, when someone says, "This is impossible," reply with 2 sentences. 1, nothing is impossible. 2, impossible only takes longer.
With your values, creative values, and this conviction that people is everything, more important than capital, people and their knowledge, people and their ambition. I have not a dream. I have not an expectation. I have a certainty that you are the winner.
Tony Elumelu's initiative goes beyond creating entrepreneurs. He has shown by this project that social entrepreneurs, that is, creating opportunities for others using commercial methods and strategies, is fundamental to development. I want to charge you all, in your own little ways, to become like little Elumelus, doing your own bit to create opportunities for others. Africa indeed today stands ready to seize the future. I say so because of you, young entrepreneurs who are here. Your creativity, innovation, talent, and most importantly, strength of character is our future. Let me say how extremely proud I am of you all. I'm sure that your countries and our continent will be safe in your hands. Congratulations and thank you very much.
After being inspired by enthusiastic officials, the entrepreneurs then listened to women private sector leaders.
But my mom was a widow and I wanted to help her, and that led me into entertainment. I thought to myself, this could be powerful. And within our local community, I saw how much people actually respected me. And I was just 16 years old. And so the first thing that hits me is this: whatever you do in life, as long as you do it well, you do it diligently, and you're very focused, people would actually come to respect you for it.
The white gaps are those spaces in our society that exist, that need to be filled, and it's about making sure that your passion and your purpose meets with the white gap that you've identified.
I think as an entrepreneur, cash flow is king. And the way I say it is revenue first before cost. Make sure you know how you're going to make the money before you incur the cost.
You need to build your personal brand. That's the essence of you. Your character, integrity, your core values. Guard your reputation.
You could see from questions I was getting after the session, and a lot of emails I've gotten after that, it points to that the problem of being able to understand how best to source for financing is one major problem for many of the entrepreneurs. Just focus on creating value. Because anytime you focus on creating value, you are attracting capital.
And for 2 hours, Tony Elumelu took the stage to engage with the entrepreneurs, answer their burning questions and make introductions. Self-belief and the power of vision, he told them, are what carried him forward.
I'd like to start by congratulating all of you. You have done well.
So now what do I want? I want a partnership with UBA. I want UBA to be the transaction operator for my platform. That's what I want. That's why I'm here.
See, we're unleashing a lot of entrepreneurs and aggressive entrepreneurs on the continent. This is what we want. By the way, entrepreneurs, also aspiring entrepreneurs, know when an opportunity presents itself and don't fail to seize the opportunity. The CEO UBA Africa is right here. Come and meet him now and take his card immediately. Okay, so we'll just make it quick, short questions.
My name is Ahmed Abbas from Egypt.
From
I had
Egypt?
a dream, yes. I had a dream to connect with our African brothers and sisters, and you have made this dream come true.
Right from the very beginning when I applied for TIP, people kept asking, this is a private person, so what's the catch about this? There has to be a catch. Somebody cannot just come and start investing this kind of money in an entrepreneur without there being some kind of catch to it.
There's nothing, no hidden hand in what we're doing. Simple, I believe by my economic philosophy of African capitalism, that the private sector has a role to play in developing our continent. But in our environment, we have stifling conditions. Access to finance, seed capital, ease of doing business, mentoring. And to me, it's about legacy. It's about you all. Imagine, just put yourself in my position and working in my old age at 80, for instance, and I visit Zambia, and someone says, I own this financial institution, or I own this manufacturing, or I own this. Do you know how I started? So I said, no. I got $10,000 from a certain man from Nigeria called Elumelu. That's how I started. That's my ambition.
And just to sit back and watch a room full of 1,000 entrepreneurs from 51 African countries was awesome, was mind-blowing.
This is a mother of African entrepreneurship.
And then to watch the entrepreneurs across, cultures, across boundaries, across different political, different histories, connect with each other. There are moments in your life that you will never ever forget, and that was the moment.
At the end of the bootcamp, the entrepreneurs received their well-deserved certificates and celebrated African entrepreneurship with Mr. Elumelu. This was also the occasion to showcase their products, like this entrepreneur who gave Mr. Elumelu a test drive on his Ghana-made bamboo bike.
Most entrepreneurs are creative people. They have creative mindset. They're innovative. Those who dare to dream and who dare to innovate in Africa should have the opportunity to prove their innovation. And that is why we have $10,000 for these 10,000 Africans to help prove their concept and prepare them for bigger scale financial support. We don't give because we see it as a moral burden to give, to just give charity. But we want to give people because we want to uplift them. We want them to be self-reliant. We want them to be fishermen. We want them to do what we are doing. We want them to prosper in life, become successful. And I'm blessed that I have a very passionate and equally committed board of trustees members. My wife is a member of the board of trustees.
I'm hoping to see, if possible, as close as possible to 100% success in the businesses, so that at the end of the day we have hundreds, millions of successful entrepreneurs.
The Tony Elumelu Foundation Environment for Startups.
This report speaks directly to over 20,000 entrepreneurs across Africa. That's huge. I don't think there's any other report out there that can boast of our data set. And so I think this report is unique. Our main focus, really.
Director of United Bank for Africa, UBA PLC. The trustee of the UBA Foundation, Dr. Mrs. Awele Elumelu. The CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Paminda V. Ably supported by her husband. Welcome, thank you. The second Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Forum is taking place at the Nigerian Law School, Victoria Island, Lagos. This school has a rich history, and I'm sure at the course of the two-day program, we'll get to talk a bit about the history of this school and the legal luminaries in Africa that were produced from this great institution. Now, when you're part of history, sometimes you don't know that you're making history. All of us gathered here this morning that will be participating in this forum for the next 2 days. We are making history. This is indeed the largest gathering of African entrepreneurs anywhere in the world. So turn to your neighbor and say, you are privileged. Say, you are indeed privileged. Together we will change Africa. Thank you. At the Tony Elumelu Foundation, we take safety very seriously. We had to inconvenience some of you who came earlier. We asked you to vacate the hall so that there will be a security sweep before we get the program started. Security people had to confirm to us that this hall is indeed very safe. But we'll talk a bit more about safety, and it is my pleasure to call on Chidima Ubojaku to talk briefly to us about safety. A round of applause for her. Chidima is the Health, Safety and Environment Officer of Ten Oil PLC. Ten Oil is an indigenous oil and gas company. It's a subsidiary of Hess Holdings. And for those of us who do not know, Hess Holdings is a proprietary investment company that has investments in various sectors across Africa: financial services, oil and gas, hospitality, healthcare, name it. So 10OL is a subsidiary of Hares Holdings. A round of applause once again for Chidima.
Thank you. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, but foresight is better, especially when it has to do with saving life and some pain. Success will always be with you, as long as you make safety your priority. You're once again welcome to the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Forum 2016, and your safety is our priority. You're here at the main auditorium of the Nigerian Law School, and we are not expecting drills today. So in the case of an alarm, you're expected to walk briskly through the door, same entrance you came in with. We have 3 exit floors here, one to my left here on the base, and then we have another at the middle of the floor, and then another just where you have the technical guys behind. You're expected to walk to the muster point, and we have the muster point at the entrance of the building, one to the right and then another to the left. We have trained building fire wardens, and they've been manned around the building, and they would also give you further directives when you get to the muster point. We have also positioned an ambulance, and we have trained medical doctors and nurses on ground in case you need their attention. For the convenience, we have the male convenience to the right, and we have the female to the left. Be your brother's keeper. Safety is everyone's business. Thank you.
Thank you, Chidima. Okay. In this entrepreneurship development initiative, 3 things are at work: the ability and willingness to give, and giving in a sustainable manner. We need to give from the perspective of empowering the recipient instead of making them dependent on us. Anybody familiar with this quote? From who? Mr. Tony Elumelu. This program will make you a better person, no doubt in my mind. It will make you better for your families. It will make you better for your societies. And all thanks to Mr. Tony Elumelu, who you would have the opportunity of seeing and interacting with in the course of this 2-day program. He's not with us now, but I'm sure he's watching via the live streaming that is ongoing. So himself and millions of others across the world are watching us here this morning. But ladies and gentlemen, I think one person deserves a bigger round of applause. That is the rock behind Mr. Tony Elumelu. She's a medical doctor, she's a wife, she's a mother, and also she's an entrepreneur. She is the CEO of Avon Medical, and I'd like for us to give a resounding applause for Dr. Mrs. Awele Elumelu. She will be speaking. Let's keep the applause going. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Wow. Good morning, everyone. This is so exciting. This is exciting seeing you all, and more so for me, because I wasn't part of this last year. I was busy doing other things, I would say. So this is really exciting for me, seeing the number of people here, the excited faces, and just the whole program. So you're all really welcome. So on behalf of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and all those who have made this possible, made this a reality, there's so much that has gone on behind the scenes. You've seen a bit of it. Thank you. You've seen a bit of it, but there's been so much that has gone on that you're not even aware of. So on behalf of everybody who has done so much to make this possible, I want to welcome the Tony Elumelu Foundation class of 2016 to Nigeria. You're all welcome. Okay, so I'm Dr. Awele Elumelu. I'm a doctor, I'm a mother, I'm a CEO. I'm most relevant to you. I'm a trustee of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, which has brought you entrepreneurs, your trainers, your mentors, and all the speakers here today from all over the African continent. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, we have represented here 54 African countries. Thank you. I think that's what deserves a round of applause. So one of the questions my husband frequently gets asked is why? Why did you set up the foundation? Why entrepreneurship? And why a program on such an unprecedented scale? And also, what does the family think of it? I've been married to Tony for 23 years. And he has always, always seen himself not just as a Nigerian, but as an African. And in all the time I've known him, he's never been known to think small. He's always been a big ideas person. But more importantly, he's always had the discipline, the determination to follow through with his dreams and his ideas. So when he led a group of professionals to buy a failed bank, turn it around, and grow it into one of the top banks in Nigeria, as a family, we didn't doubt that he could do it. When he decided to merge this bank with one of the oldest banking institutions in the country and grow that bank into the Pan-African brand that UBA is today, we were not at all surprised. And when he came up with the idea of creating an entrepreneurship program that would create thousands more Tony Elumelus and UBAs, as a family, we were not surprised. We were just happy that he was pursuing philanthropy with the same level of passion and ambition that he has for business. And also doing this at a Pan-African level that helps to realize his Pan-African aspirations. And this is the philosophy that underpins the creation of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and the entrepreneurship program. When my husband retired from the banking sector in 2010, he decided to embark on a journey to build young entrepreneurs who would build businesses that would create multi-generational wealth and have multi-generational impact in Africa. Not just Nigeria, but Africa as a whole. For those who know him, they know that Africa is at the heart and is the focus of all that he does. And this is what he has done using the platform of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. The foundation also embarks on several other programs aimed at empowering and developing young African men and women. Some of these included the Tony and Awele Elumelu Prize. And what this was awarding prizes to the best graduating students at select universities and in select courses. There was also the AMIC program, which some of you may know or may not know. This was the African Markets and Internship Program. And what happened here was there were young postgraduate students from all over the world who were given a platform where they could come to the African market to gain hands-on experience in what it was they were being taught in their respective business schools. So this is the legacy of the foundation. This multi-generational impact of the Tony Elumelu Foundation will happen through you, through those who were here last year, and through those who will follow you in subsequent years in the program. So as you grow your businesses into sustainable enterprises, create jobs and lift up your families, your employees and their families, and your communities, the impact of the wealth and the opportunity created will be multiplied across nations and across time. So you all are collectively and individually players in an unfolding story of the successful economic transformation in Africa. I'm sure this must be daunting at times, and I can definitely relate to it. But if I can do it, so can you. And that brings me very nicely to my entrepreneurship journey. So my journey into entrepreneurship may have started a bit differently from some of you, but just like all of you, I had to start somewhere. And so I started this about under a decade ago. As the last speaker said, who very nicely introduced me, I'm a medical doctor. I trained as a medical doctor. I always wanted to be a doctor. And if you'd asked me what my hopes, my dreams, my plans were, I would have said to you, I plan to work in a hospital, I plan to treat people. For the rest of my life, that would have been my career dream, my career option. In addition, of course, to being a devoted mother and wife. However, just as many other people in the other professional careers realize, there are challenges in the health system in Nigeria and probably other African countries that make it difficult for one to practice one's craft. The health infrastructure is poor. Government hospitals run poorly. They're understaffed, sometimes poorly trained staff. There's large bureaucracies. There's inadequate, non-existent equipment, materials. The list goes on. This is heartbreaking for a doctor. But for me, pragmatism took over. As the wife of an entrepreneur, I increasingly realized that if I wanted to practice medicine in a well-run, well-equipped, well-staffed facility, as well as contributing my own quota as well towards ensuring adequate provision of healthcare and health coverage in the country in particular and in the continent at large, I would have to help build it myself. So this is how I became an entrepreneur. So my husband and I decided to invest in healthcare sector, and we started Avon Medical Services. Wow, I can't tell you how nervous I was on the first day, the first month, even the first year, with so much that needed to be done, setting up, the hiring of people, the caring of patients, all decisions that needed to be made. But I soldiered on. And today I'm the CEO of Avon Medical Services, a private sector, thank you. It's a private sector medical services provider that operates multiple centers providing healthcare for a growing number of people in 3 locations, Lagos, Abuja, and in the Warri axis, for now. So we and the other private healthcare providers are helping to save lives, to prevent illnesses. We're reducing pressure on governments, hospitals. We're strengthening our national economy by keeping hard-earned dollars at home that would have been lost to medical tourism. And this is a worthwhile enterprise for any doctor. Now, while many of you here may not be doctors, the message I want to leave with you today is that you may have pursued entrepreneurship as a lifelong passion, or, like me, you might have become an entrepreneur out of necessity. However you came to it, you can grow to love it more each day. And you can build a worthwhile and important enterprise that addresses an important societal need. Also, while for many out there, capital, as we know, we do all know that capital is indeed a challenge. But I want to say that for you, the Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs, you should count yourselves fortunate to be here, because you're among the few, or should I say the many, who have been selected for this program. So as I stand here, I'm not just an entrepreneur, for the female entrepreneur. Thank you. Now, this is important and worthy of mention because we are all aware of the barriers and the challenges that face the female. So I stand here today not just to encourage entrepreneurs, but to encourage our female entrepreneurs in particular. Now, this is very important to me because as a mother of 5 girls, it's imperative that I see that female entrepreneurs recognized and encouraged. In fact, I have 2 of them here in the audience. Oge, if you will stand up, and Ogo. So you see, they're trying hard to get bitten by this entrepreneurship bug at an early stage. And so to the female entrepreneurs out there, where are you? Can I see your hands, please? Up, up, high up. Yeah. So I just want to say to you that you can be a professional, you can be a wife, you can be a mother, and you can be an entrepreneur extraordinaire. This may not be easy, and I can tell you for free now that it probably won't be. But I promise you that it is doable. I am a doctor, a wife, an entrepreneur, and a mother raising 7 children. Who, like you, I hope will represent the next generation of African business leaders. In conclusion, as a trustee of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, my commitment to all of you is to keep the foundation and the program going, to support you on your entrepreneurship journey, to open doors for you, and help improve the environment in which you operate. In return, what I want each and every one of you to promise me, and more importantly, promise yourselves, is that you will not give up on yourselves and that you will believe in yourselves as much as we believe in you. You must fulfill and indeed surpass the expectation of the Tony Elumelu Foundation that is investing so much in your future. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Rise up to meet it. And with that, I wish you all a wonderful 2 days of learning and networking. Thank you very much.
Let's keep the applause going.
Thank you.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Thank you, Dr. Mrs. Awele Elumelu. I'm sure you have gained further insights into the Tony Elumelu Foundation. She says whether you are become an entrepreneur out of passion or out of necessity, but make sure that you do not forget that you must incorporate social good into whatever it is that you do. And particularly, she reached out to the female entrepreneurs that you need to take up the challenge. We will continue. Paminda is very passionate about Africa. She's an accomplished filmmaker. She's an expert in private equity funding for fame. But all that is in the past now. She is our CEO. A round of applause again for Paminda.
Thank you. So
Guys, wow, welcome. What an amazing speech, huh? How do you follow that? A mother, a professional, an entrepreneur, raising 7 children. So those women and men who say you can't have it all,
opportunities.
look at
There's
her
no better
as an
time
example.
than
We can have it all. She is extraordinary, and her passion for the Tony Elumelu Foundation and her support as a trustee. I've been in this job for 2 years. We in the foundation, the small but mighty team, could not do it without the unconditional love and support that we receive from Mrs. Elumelu and obviously Mr. Elumelu. So thank you. Okay, I am not as organized as Dr. Elumelu, who came here and was very composed. We are going to start with I'm a filmmaker, and amongst people out here, and one of the things you've been doing as entrepreneurs is how do you tell your business story? Well, and what tools do you use to tell your business story? For me, one of the biggest tools is tell it through film, either through pictures, through infographics, or to a video. So I want to roll with a 2-minute trailer of a film that we made of last year's entrepreneurship program, 2015, and you will be able to see the full film tomorrow. Guess what? We have had over 1 million people watch this film on YouTube. So it's a 30-minute story of the journey that we took as entrepreneurs ourselves, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, when it embarked on launching the craziest, the biggest program on planet Earth, never mind Africa, called the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program on the 1st of January 2015. And it charts the journey of that 1 year, the lessons that we learned, and the challenges that we encountered, but most importantly, the extraordinary spirit and energy that we touched amongst the Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs who applied and who were selected. So can we roll with that 2-minute trailer, please?
Africa is a land of opportunities. There's no better time than this moment to be and become an entrepreneur in Africa.
I'm from Ghana. My business is in the IT sector.
I'm the founder of Great Fresh Foods, which is the company that aims to promote healthy lifestyle in Africa.
I am committing $100 million to support the next generation of African entrepreneurs. The program represents a decade-long commitment to support 10,000 African entrepreneurs and startups.
I've been mentoring 5 mentees. People will be developing businesses and creating jobs, which is badly needed in Africa.
When someone says, this is impossible, reply with 2 sentences. 1, nothing is impossible. 2, impossible only takes longer.
I want to charge you all, in your own little ways, to become like little Elumelus. Your creativity, innovation, talent, and most importantly, strength of character is our future. I'm sure that your countries and our continent will be safe in your hands.
Just focus on creating value, because anytime you focus on creating value, you are attracting capital.
I had a dream to connect with our African brothers and sisters, and you have made this dream come true.
And to me, it's about legacy. Put yourself in my position and working in my old age at 80, for instance, and I visit Zambia, and someone says, I own this financial institution. I got $10,000 from a certain man from Nigeria called Tony Elumelu. That's how I started. That is my ambition.
Now we can customize our product for the Pan-African market. So we're going home, we're going big.
I believe that the seed we plant today through the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program will help to develop Africa in the future.
It works. Okay. So my job, all of you think of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and think of the entrepreneurship program. That is just one activity of the program. It is its flagship program. But you must see the foundation as a whole. And what I want to take you through is the foundation was set up in October 2010. So this month, in fact, I think tomorrow, it will be 6 years old. And we are amazing. So as a 6-year-old child, we're still very curious, right? And we're still exploring. And we don't want to grow old and senile. And that's what I love about the foundation. It's phenomenal energy. It's can-do. Nothing is impossible, as our leader, Tony Elumelu, will tell you. So I want to take you through some of the amazing innovations that we have done on our business called the Tony Elumelu Foundation, our enterprise, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, in the same way that you will be innovating on your businesses now that you have been through the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, the 7 pillars of the program. And it's really to share with you all the other elements so that you will go away and see the foundation as a whole. And you will go away and see your role, your fundamental role in driving our foundation and supporting our foundation. Oh, why doesn't it take word from me? Okay. So one of the amazing things that we did achieve, Mr. Elumelu set me a task, go build a brand, Tony Elumelu, for the foundation and for the entrepreneurship program. I came in as a director of the entrepreneurship program. So of course I was only concerned about the program. And we developed, as you recall, TEEP, the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. We are changing our brand. We're rethinking our brand. The program itself began to dominate the brand of the foundation. And you as enterprise owners will know you cannot allow one element of your brand to dominate your main brand. So we've looked at how do we realign the foundation with its flagship program, which has been a runaway hit. If this was a feature film, the Tony Elumelu Foundation's entrepreneurship program would have won Oscars. So the forum that you are at, the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Forum, it is the Entrepreneurship Forum. No longer are we using the term boot camp or any other term. Last year we dubbed it as boot camp. The nice thing about being an entrepreneur is you keep learning and you keep pivoting. So similarly, that is exactly what we're doing. Sorry, I need to go back to that other slide. I think the second thing is, as I said, TEEP is no longer, you want to talk about the program, you refer to it as either in full, the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program, or you refer to it as TEF Entrepreneurship Program. No longer are we using the term TEEP. We have alumni and partners, so it's the TEF. Do you see what we're doing? We're positioning the foundation at the start of everything else that we are doing. We all know about our seed capital, so it's TEF Entrepreneurship Capital Management. The TEF Entrepreneurship Hub, I will talk to you more about that through my presentation, is the go-to technology platform that we are building, where the thousands of entrepreneurs that are going through this program will be able to meet. It's the Facebook of African entrepreneurship. The research and advocacy is the Tony Elumelu Foundation's research and advocacy, and I will go through. So please change everything that you have written about around using the terms TEEP and start using these terms to refer to the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And you as the entrepreneurs are the Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs. That's what you are. You're not teepers, you're not teep, you're not teas, you're not ners. You have every right, same way as men, to come to the portal and make applications. Last year, 26% of our applicants that we selected were women entrepreneurs. This year, 36%. And we know we will, without social engineering, all the stuff that happens around diversity, etc., in other parts of the world, we know we will achieve 50-50. Why? Because women drive the economies of Africa. And the beautiful thing is that women were selected on the basis of the feasibility of their ideas, the market opportunity that they've really made a case for their ideas, their financial understanding, the scalability, above all, their leadership and entrepreneurial skills. So there was no, let's give women a handout, right? I mean, let's give women compensation. What they needed was for us, what we did do was to develop marketing and communication collateral to really talk directly to those women entrepreneurs. In the first years, the women came in equal numbers to men. But what was extraordinary is they got halfway through the application and said, you know what, this is not for me, and did not complete the application. Those who did forgot to submit it because no doubt they were occupied with other things. But that changed, yeah? For the 45,000, again, equal number of women come to the portal, make the application, and we made sure that we were with them as they were applying. And wherever we saw that they were experiencing any challenges, we intervened. We did not help them to complete their application. We did not help them to give them business ideas. We simply facilitated their process through the application. We will continue to do that so that women and men across Africa are equal in numbers in terms of the entrepreneurial class that we are building. Who said agriculture was sexy for young people? Well, African young demographics think so, right? I get tired of going to meetings from the multilaterals and development agencies who sort of say, who give you the statistics, 60% of the world's arable land is in Africa, right? And you know what? We must get we must get more Africans to return to the land. But if you come to Africa, you realize Africans have never left the land, right? And what I found amazing is that PhD holders, 3-degree holders, graduates, postgraduates, are amongst our agriculture entrepreneurs. 26%, 27% of our entrepreneurs on the 2016 program, and similarly in the 2015 program, guess what? Agri-entrepreneurs. Who are the agri-entrepreneurs in the audience? Right! These guys are going to feed Africa and they're going to feed the world. These guys are going to make sure that the multinational agri-businesses they're going to make sure that be aware, entrepreneurs, right? You're in the supply chain from farm to fork, right? But be aware, the world is watching this land, yeah? And agriculture is the next oil in Africa. And what we have to do is to make sure that we train every year and we empower and we provide seed capital every year to 20, 30, 40% agri-entrepreneurs and health entrepreneurs and education entrepreneurs, et cetera, et cetera. It's really, really critical. In terms of agriculture still dominates, ICT is the next big sector. Fashion, the creative industries is another growth sector across the African continent. And cows, what's it doing importing secondhand shoes, right? So entrepreneurs, you are the solution to keeping that capital in the country. Sorry, this is not in my speech, I'm just getting carried away. Okay, so what should be your takeaways? I forget I have to do 3 things here. Okay, guys, okay, next slide, please. Thank you. So what should be your what can you expect from this format? Come on, you're here to build networks. networking for us as entrepreneurs is our, we're either dead or alive. We cannot succeed, we cannot sustain ourselves, we cannot be entrepreneurs if we don't have networks and if we don't leverage those networks, yeah? So when I asked the 2015 entrepreneurs, what was your takeaway? The number one thing they say is the networks that they build. So a Zambian entrepreneur is now doing business with an entrepreneur based in Calabar. A Calabar entrepreneur is doing business with an entrepreneur based in Morocco. We have built the biggest, you are building the biggest network of African entrepreneurs and African businesses. You are here, all of you, to build those networks and to build those potential business relationships. You're here to engage peer-to-peer engagement, and you're here to, really learn from each other, knowledge exchange, right? Because it is that, entrepreneurship is teachable and learnable, and actually we don't need other people. The best people that we learn from are other entrepreneurs. If I was health entrepreneurs, I'd be really mobbing Dr. Elumelu to get lowdown of how she set up her business. What are some of the challenges that she encountered? More importantly, what are the solutions, yeah? What we found in 2015 was one entrepreneur would pose a problem on the mentor learning platform. 10 would give him or her a solution. That is how you build, how you can use your network. So you're here to network and build those networks. You're here also to obviously learn from those who've been through the baptism of fire. And you will meet a lot of those established, so-called, established entrepreneurs. But remember, in front of that, I'm really calm and cool entrepreneur and I've succeeded is someone who's totally terrified when they go home. Because every day, no matter how big your business grows, there's always a challenge, and you're to do it. But above all, you're also here to have fun. It's a long way to travel. You're here for 2 days, and there's a lot of activities. You have a packed agenda, and you're to leverage every moment of that agenda. But while at doing that, for you to also have fun, yeah? So you may be wondering, what is a 5-foot Indian doing running the Tony Elumelu Foundation? I get, Mr. Elumelu gets asked those questions, which is, why are you giving away $100 million? You're so young, and you could be doing better things with it. I get asked the question, what the hell brought you to Nigeria? Do they pay you? Is it safe? And I sort of always have, I turn around and say, look, I'm still standing, right? So it's clearly safe to be in Lagos. But really, what is it? And it's really, I'm an entrepreneur. Like Dr. Elumelu, my sector is it's more the glamorous sector. I worked in the media and entertainment sector for 30 years. That's where I ran and built films, my production companies, etc. So the foundation, film to foundation was a bit of a leap, yeah? And you might be wondering how the hell, what was it about filmmaking that, that is transferable to running foundation and running the entrepreneurship program. But since April 2014, Lagos and Nigeria has been my home, thanks to my family and my husband who have made it possible. And the foundation has become my mission, is my mission and my passion. And in terms of making the transition from film to the foundation, we are all, as entrepreneurs, what are we doing is we're learning skills. We're building what I call a suitcase full of skills and knowledge, which you can transfer across the world, but also across the sectors, yeah? And I guess that's what I have done, is literally to transfer my filmmaking experience. And the nice thing about making films is nothing is impossible, because you have to make it happen, yeah? What was it that made me take that leap into the unknown? It was the founder's vision, his mission, and his passion for Africa. But above all, it was when I read his white paper on Afro-capitalism, and I heard in that a different approach to the development of Africa. I was tired of reading stuff from the IMF, the World Bank, etc., who all have solutions for Africa. But here was this man, a self-made man, an African, born in Africa, who hadn't been to Cambridge, Oxford, or Harvard, who hadn't left Nigeria. You know, who'd made his money in Nigeria and was now espousing an economic philosophy, an idea that it was worth spreading from my point of view. The idea of Afri-capitalism, an economic philosophy, which he says, where private sector leaders like him, and there are hundreds others across Africa, must lead in the development of Africa. And that Africa needs an economic revolution and liberation now. And it is the private sector, like the Tony Elumelus, and like you, the entrepreneurs in the room, and the 1,000 from 2015, and the 10,000 of you by the, in 10 years. It is you who will drive this continent. And that's what I was attracted to that. I was also attracted, having been involved in anti-racist fights and fighting for justice and equality in the UK around equal opportunity and diversity, around gender, around race. I was also intrigued by his two words, institutionalizing luck and democratizing opportunity. And I thought, wow, what a real profound and all-encompassing way of saying, I'm going to find ways of institutionalized luck, that luck that I received as a young man at the age of 26, when I was promoted to being a manager of a bank. I mean, can you imagine? And really make it and democratize that, and make it, and have the vision to take that to across Africa, as an Africanist. And above all, obviously, I connected with his entrepreneurial spirit. I'm an entrepreneur. He's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant businessman. I'm a lousy, lousy, lousy businesswoman. But I have learned more from him in the 2 years that I've been in his shadows or under the shade of his tree, and wish I had met him 20 years ago. I might have been taking over Warner Brothers or something. But really, so what are my expectations, yeah? I mean, in terms of in the last 2 years, I came with expectations, which was really to provide an operational structure around his vision. As Mr. Elumelu will tell us, you can have ideas, but you've got to then operationalize and ground those ideas. I thought 6 months, I produce the framework, and then I'll be back in London. And then he said, no, but now you've got to implement this plan. So a year later, and now the second year. Hopefully, I haven't got an exit strategy. He won't let me have an exit strategy. So my expectations from the program was really that we created a format. I'm a filmmaker, and television, we talk about formats that last, yeah, that you can replicate. But here is a format which is long-term, which is sustainable, which is scalable, and which is replicable, yeah? So it's a program, this format called the 7 Pillars of the Entrepreneurship Program, is something we can repeat every year. It is private sector led. Would I have considered doing this if some government official had come to me and said, come and run this program? Absolutely not. We are leveraging the Hares Holdings Group's of investment approach and experience of the funder in training our entrepreneurs. Even if you're a social entrepreneur, as I met one yesterday, do not talk about grants. We are not funding, we are not a grant-giving body. Am I clear about that? You do not use the word grants when you talk about the Tony Elumelu Foundation or the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. So our approach is one of investment, and our investment in you is through training, through mentoring, through, the isolated, or the elephant in the room is the isolated entrepreneur. And what have we done? We've taken you out of your isolation. You have 1,000 entrepreneurs that you can be talking to. Where else can you find that useful network? I know WhatsApp and the Facebooks, the useless chats that go on. But where else can you go for useful information but here? We built a Pan-African brand, guys. In 2 years, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, is on par with every other brand, and it is known across Africa. And above all, in the 2 years, and this is building on the 4 years of work that has been done by people like Owen and others in building the foundation. We have put the foundation and the entrepreneurship program on the global map. You know, I've lost sight of my slides, of course. Sorry. So this is what you can expect. Okay, can we, you all know the 7 pillars of the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. Hands up those of you who completed the 12-week program. You shouldn't be here if you haven't. So don't wait. Hands up those who've submitted their business plans. Hands up those who thought it was easy to do a business plan for their Tony program. Hands up those who had a fantastic experience with their mentor. And those wished, my God, the mentor was never around. So I'm glad we threw some challenges in your path. Okay, but about mentors, you learned that the online mentor is just one resource. But what you learned from the mentoring is that mentoring and mentors are important. So now you will go and find mentors around your business and around your business ideas, yeah? Hands up those who resubmitted their business plan after having received the most amazing feedback on why their business plan was not ready. So you are now all waiting for the seed capital. And it is a seed capital. It is not a grant, right? So we as the foundation, we are taking a risk with you, 1,000 of you, right? We've already invested. And the way we designed the program was that we recognize it's not money you need. There is no shortage of money in Africa, by the way, entrepreneurs, let me tell you that. What there is a shortage of are investable opportunities like you, right? Opportunities who are prepared, who are organized, who can make a compelling business case as to why I as an angel, Mr. Elumelu as a banker, or Dr. Elumelu might want to partner with another health organization. Why are you a compelling business proposition, yeah? That you have a business plan, that you have people in your business who are going to execute. Most fundamentally, you have paying customers, you have paying clients that you've already booked in your business, yeah? That is what investors are looking for. And what we are doing in the program that we've designed is to make sure that we took a holistic approach to developing our entrepreneurs. The rest is up to you. We as entrepreneurs, we're not victims, all right? Yeah? We don't need, we're not needy people. We have the ingenuity to find the answers. You had that. You found out about the Tony Elumelu Foundation. You made the application. You applied. You got selected. But you got selected because you took seriously your decision, your crazy decision to be an entrepreneur, as opposed to remaining in your professional jobs. I know, having read a lot of your application, that many of you have given up lucrative jobs as a result of being accepted on the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, and have now dedicated 100% of your time to running your business. I think what I want to say, and this is a lesson that you all should take away from us. Next slide, please. Okay. Next slide. Okay. So one of the key things that we have used, and you must, amongst you are 2 types of entrepreneurs. Those that are tech entrepreneurs, and those who are using technology as an enabling tool. We recognize that if we were going to communicate with 54 African countries, with entrepreneurs in all of those countries, we needed to leverage the technology. Hands up, you've all experienced the mentor learning platform, right? Isn't it an amazing platform? Right. So we were renting that platform. You all experienced the application process. It was seamless, right? Come on, it was seamless, right? It will get even more seamless. But for us, technology is fundamental to the success and sustainability of the foundation and its program. In Nigeria, did you know there are technology is becoming a big driver. 8 million Facebook users in Nigeria alone, 118 million smartphones, 226 million across Africa. So Africa is leapfrogging technology. The foundation is part of that leapfrog. We are absolutely on that technology curve. Digital technology is impacting our 2,000 Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs and it's no good you guys succeeding and you do not reference the fact that somewhere in your journey, the foundation played a role, a formidable role, right? It's really important that you communicate within your businesses internally and externally. It's really important that for us and through our marketing and communication that we cultivate and build relationships with media across the platform. You will see there are 50+ journalists here from across Africa that we have brought to meet with you, to hear your stories. Every single one of you must at least meet one of those journalists and tell them about, and pitch your business, because now you know all about pitching your business. So it's television, it's radio, it's print, it's digital, it's social, to ensure prominent positioning of the Tony Elumelu Foundation's entrepreneurs' stories across Africa. We are leveraging all of those platforms, and I've already mentioned that we have over 1 million views. So that is 1 million people across Africa, across the world, US, the UK,